Number 53, and then a whistle is blown. Now we got a stoppage of play. We apologize a little bit at a little bit of a technical snafu. We're back here. Nothing you've missed. We've played 2:54 and no score. Brett Luthner, Andrew Shapiro here.
It's a face-off off to the right of Curtis Fry. And it's won by Northeastern, which is a big draw for them so they can get the puck down in their end.
Centerton's got it. Cross-ice pass, finding Andy Clark. Clark had a bouncing puck, and eventually Crilly gets control of. He turns it over, though. Moving in Koziel. Sharp angle shot knocked in front, and then underneath the goaltender Fry. That puck.
That was very close. It was an awkward shot. Koziel had the puck in the corner. He just tried to throw it out in front. Scott turned around to try to face the puck coming out of the corner, but he actually wound up getting it stuck under him, and he was very lucky that he didn't almost turn around and slide it into his own goal.
Off the draw. Liberty controls, lobbed all the way up and out of the zone, and coming in, it's offside. Just in ahead of the play that time was Jamie Crane, number 23, trying to go for the alley-oop.
He tried to drag his foot there to keep himself onside, but it just missed. The puck bounced a little bit too much for for Crane there to try to do anything with it.
Ken, we're glad you can join us here at the ACHA Men's Division II National Championships. This is the first game to be played here in Pool D between Northeastern and Liberty. Scoreless game, 16:31 and counting, first period. Again, we apologize for the graphical. We'll have scoreboard graphics tomorrow. Just having a little bit of an issue lining them up today. Long shot save made and held on to.
And we thank you for joining us. You're just going to have to trust us on the time to score left, but
we'll keep you.
We promise you, folks, we're very accurate. We do this all the time.
Done it a few times before. Done it a few times together, and we're glad you can join us here again from Columbus, Ohio. 5 days from now, a champion will be crowned. 16 teams, and each year it seems like the tournament gets more and more competitive. There's a whole host of teams that can win a championship here this year.
And we've talked about it off the air, Brett. This is a year where you could see a 3 or a 4 seed and a couple of 3 or 4 seeds advancing out of pool play and actually making an appearance in the championship game as well.
It's not an uncommon occurrence. This long shots on goal and stick to side. NYU 3 years ago won it as a 3 seed out of the Northeast. UNH 4 years ago won it out of the 3 seed out of the Northeast. As this goes down for icing, and Andrew Shapiro's got a real interesting note on that one.
Yeah, actually, in 2014 and 2015, both teams that won the national championship defeated William Patterson University, who will be playing later on today, in the Super East Collegiate Hockey League final by a 1-goal count, and then proceeded to go 2-1 in a pool against Grand Valley State, Northern Arizona, and Liberty University. 2 of the 3 teams are here this year. The only team to not make it is Grand Valley State, who suffered a first-round loss in the regional tournament to Adrian College, who is here representing the Central Pool.
Adrian, of course, knocked off McKendree to get to this national championship. 2 overtime wins for the Bulldogs, as this one's deflected out of play and getting a stoppage with 15:20 to go here in the first period.
Yeah, Adrian having a great year, and they'll actually be playing William Patterson later on today, as we had a souvenir for a lucky fan off to the left.
A Liberty fan gathering the puck. National championship pucks here.
Standing on the wrong side of the rink, but worked out for his benefit.
Yeah. Probably just making our way over. The Liberty fans are off to our right, and the Northeastern fans, save 2, are off to our left. I'm going to save the whole family, actually. Puck goes around, and Northeastern trying to gather it in the zone will eventually come out to center. Long pass, stepping onto this one is Brian Shea, number 91, and a save made by Scott.
One of the great things about this tournament is because it's the championship tournament, you know this is the last stop for these teams in the season, and it affords their families a chance to come out and see their teams play one more time, and in a great setting, too, which makes the whole atmosphere so much better.
Neutral zone, Sinnon tries to move it across, backhanded along by Tyler Hill, number 6. Flames gather once more. Near sideboards, Blake Flanders couldn't control. Duke is controlling Andy Clark, number 14. Puck put behind the net, Crilly can't catch up to it. Along the boards, trying to move it out, Tyler Hill, number 6. Another flip out deflected, and once again, Northeastern gets it to center. Backhanded along that time by Chris Caswell, number 12. In front, nobody home in a white jersey. Lamoureux's got it.
Now, Koziel made a nice play to forecheck. Tried to play it out in front, but unfortunately just didn't have any friendly teammates.
Liberty has made the last 2 national championship games. 2 years ago, lost to Florida Gulf Coast in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Last year, lost to NYU in a classic game.
Oh, yeah, that was a great game last year. Back and forth the whole way.
Long pass. Lamoureux tried to catch up. They deflected, so no icing.
It's very funny that Liberty has been in the championship game. It was an all-Southeast Final Four last year. The only other time
2 years ago.
3 out of 4.
Yes.
3 out of 4 was pretty much all Southeast.
Miami of Ohio being that third one. That was in Westchester 2 years ago.
Yep, and that was the same thing again last year, too.
Puck put around. Liberty setting up a long shot glove down and held on to. 13:26 to go. Opening period, no score. Liberty and Northeastern.
And I'm checking my stats. I was mistaken. Last year it was 2 Southeast representatives. The other 2 representatives, Grand Valley State and NYU.
Off the tie-up. Liberty controls. Moving across. Kyle Martin, his shot gets the glass. Rebound, bounced up and out to center. Another back skate. Martin's got it again. Martin wearing number 4, if I'm not mistaken. This one dumped into the zone, so make that change on one of my sheets. Now out come the Huskies. A 2-on-2, so dump in from center. That caught Scott by a little surprise, and he had to stick it to the corner. Far side boards, and the Flames can't clear the zone. Turnover. Moving in with this one, Sheffield. Henry Sheffield couldn't get through and sent all the way down for an icing.
Sheffield turned the wrong way on that forecheck. Otherwise, he was in alone on Scott. Good forecheck by Northeastern today. Liberty, they're having success breaking the puck out on a long stretch pass. We've seen a couple lobs that have gone for plays, but we're not seeing anything quick that breaks them out. Usually they're catching Northeastern in a line change, but Northeastern really, I think, has been the better team offensively thus far in the first 7 minutes and change.
This one slips up and out to center. The Huskies retreat. On it now, Grant Sherman, number 3. Cross-ice pass and then another one. Sent ahead by Blake Flanders, number 7. Flanders on the forecheck, sent around, check it. That's not Flanders, Graham Doherty, number 7. Flanders is the opposite 7.
The way our rosters are set up.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
It's just reversed. That's all it is.
Center ice, and here come the Huskies getting knocked down. Trying to move it ahead is Mitchell Donovan, number 19. The Flames the other way. Long shot by Keegan Spores, number 20. Save made and held on to by Curtis Fry, getting a stoppage of play. 12:05 to go first period. No score. And JP and I rocking out to the music right now.
Going right round, huh?
Yep. The original.
I know.
A little Dead or Alive going on in the music here. Face off to the right of goaltender Curtis Fry. Huskies in a defensive zone win, but sitting keeps in at the point. This one snapped up and out to center. The retreat is on for the Flames. Nice move. Good stand up at center, but ahead is Clark. His shot and glove save made by Fry. Rebound in the far corner. Spinning out of a check, or trying to anyway, is Clark. Throws back out to the point. Sitting couldn't kick it forward. Comes back out. Retreating on this one, Sean Baker, number 3. Trying to go up the near side boards for Lamoureux. That's cut off. Now the digging comes about of everything. Cross-ice pass intended that time for Koziel's off the mark. Koziel gets it back again, throws behind the net. Spun around the boards, and now Liberty will look to get it out to center and do. Another lob pass that's knocked down. Curley couldn't control. Lamoureux does.
Seems to be the only way that Liberty can break out of the zone is with those high lob passes.
Lamoureux onside, shooting, and it gets tipped into the netting. Stoppage of play.
I don't know that Fry got anything on that, Brett.
11:01 to go. It looks like it changed a little bit. 11:01 to go in the first, no score.
Well, they will rule that Curtis Fry made the last touch on the puck as they're going to keep the face-off in zone to his right.
Off the tie-up. Puck comes skating out to center. Trying to backhand it in that time was Tyler Hill. That's cut off. Flames come the other way. Stepping up and his stick lifted is Blake Flanders. Retreat now going back further. Jamie Crane. Crane goes around his net, takes a look on the far side boards as it's stripped right off his stick that time by Shea. Put out in front, a nice save that time by Scott. Big hit put on along the boards. Michael Niederer, number 8, putting a body into Grant Sherman, number 3.
Yeah, Sherman fell that one.
Onside, Crane centering pass just a little bit too far for Jackson Roy. Put back behind the net. The hold, centering pass again deflected, and a 2-on-2 break the other way. Northeastern will just lob it into the zone. Line change on for the Huskies. Nearing the halfway point of this first period in a scoreless game, Liberty and Northeastern. First game here at the ACHA Men's Division II National Championships. Glad you can join us here on the ACHA Hockey Network. Brett Luthner, Andrew Shapiro. For now, John Peterson's helping out with the camera as everybody's trying to scramble around to get both rinks feeds set up.
We obviously want to make sure that you at home can enjoy the action.
There's a shot that goes wide, far side. Sticked around a little bit, and this will get lobbed up and out to center.
More dangerous passes for Liberty.
Onside play. They're taking some chances here. That's a nice block that time. Sliding across was Donovan.
Yeah, part of the reason that Liberty can't break anything out of their own zone is because if they're not skying it and lobbing it out to center, close to too many men there for the Flames. But if they're not getting anything up in the air and over the Northeastern defenseman, they're going up the middle, and the Huskies are doing an excellent job of reading the breakout passes by Liberty, and they're able to sustain some offensive zone pressure.
It's always such a wonderful thing to look at. Teams that hardly play each other during the season and what they're trying to develop against their opponent.
Yeah, but it's those mid-game adjustments that really can let a team have success.
Onside skate, 3-on-3. A backhand pass across that time by Michael Harris. He's off the mark and goes behind the net. The tie-up back there. Still worked along, trying to work free is Kyle Davey, number 24. A shot out for never gets there and comes back out to center. Retreating for this one, Shane Kilfoy, number 16. Backhanded into the zone. Siddon's got it behind the net. Spins it around and flipped up, but not out of the zone. A bouncing puck. And eventually, a tie-up in the corner. 8:13 to go, first period, no score. Liberty and Northeastern. Lob pass comes up and not out of the zone. Still a couple body checks in the center of the ice. There's a rising shot and a blocker save made. Good job by Scott to track that puck.
And once again, Koziel on the doorstep trying to get home a rebound. Matt Koziel has been all over the ice tonight this morning for Northeastern, and but for a couple of bad bounces, he probably could have a pair.
Out to center ice, right back into the zone, and the Huskies will set up their forecheck once more. Behind from Martin, around the boards, glove down is by Sherman. He was offside and got thumped by Clark afterwards, getting a stoppage of play. 7:36 to go, first period in a scoreless game. ACHA, a couple sponsors on the back of our tags. The three-legged mare and the R-Bar. Proud presenting sponsors of ACHA National Championships Hockey. We are here at the Ohio Health Chiller North
in Lewis Center, Ohio.
No score between Liberty and Northeastern. Glad you can join us on the ACHA Network. Brett Luthner, Andrew Shapiro here. John Peterson, third of the broadcast crew on this rink, helping us out. No score between Northeastern and Liberty. With 7:36 to go in the first period.
It's been a very back and forth game thus far. I mean, I know we've only played about 12 and a half minutes of this tournament, but it's been a very back and forth game thus far. Northeastern, I think, has been the better of the two clubs offensively. Liberty's had a couple chances, but Curtis Fry's been equal to the task on all of them. We don't have shots on goal. We'll get those for you in just a few minutes, and we'll definitely have those stats for you probably by the end of the first period. As if you're just joining us, it's no score between Liberty and Northeastern, with a face-off coming just outside the Liberty defensive end.
Posturing going on just outside the face-off circle between Lamoureux and the number 2 on that side would be... I'm trying to find out the Northeastern number 2. There's a pair of them, and neither one of them are in the sheet.
I believe it's going to be Nate Cunningham. He's listed as number 14 in our rosters, but we do have him as number 2 on the ACHA website.
All right, so we'll find out. Just make sure Tyler Dunn's not in the lineup, and we'll be all good.
Looks like it's Joe Verape is wearing number 14.
Put out in front and it's gobbled up and held on to.
And we're going to have our first penalty of the game here, Brett. It's going to be an interference call to Northeastern.
Yep, into the penalty box goes
Shea Kilfoy. And so Liberty will get to bring out the number 1 ranked power play in the ACHA during the regular season, as they'll have a man advantage with 7:08 to go in the first period. And it's a big turning point here in this game. If Liberty can capitalize, they'll have the advantage. Northeastern kills it off, they will maintain and probably hold serve. But look for Liberty to work the puck. Look for them to work these long stretch passes like we've seen them do 5-on-5. Northeastern looks like they're going to set up a very aggressive forecheck, as you can see Matt Koziel coming in hard.
Flames coming out to center. It's Clark. Andy Clark on to Flanders. Flanders goes around. And leaves off. And Crilly sends down low, gets the return pass. Crilly still with it. Tried to feed one, instead it goes to Crane. Crane throws it through, it tipped it, it's off the mark. Put behind the net. Camardo, Peter Camardo, number 15, slugs it around the boards, but not out. Crane, his cross-ice pass will get out of the zone as it missed Flanders. There's a 1:03 to go on the power play. 6:09 to go in the first. No score. Liberty and Northeastern. Pool D action, Andrew.
I was going to say, somewhere there's a Simpsons fan who's having a laugh at a Flanders playing hockey.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
That's neither here nor there.
The skate out now, Lamoureux. Pass on ahead, and 2 Flames collide, and that's going to be an easy clear out.
Yeah, Matthew Perry made a move at the blue line, but he ran into Andy Clark.
No, I thought you got King. No, you're right. I thought you didn't take Marshall King on that number 44. Yeah, he did.
I thought it was a 14.
Oh, that's a 10 and a 44. The 10 being Perry with it now.
Can I borrow your glasses, Brett? I might need them.
You might. It's shanked up and out to center once more. 16 on the power play and a send in. Left behind by Scott. Picked up behind and not able to clear that time. Checking left behind by Fry. Not able to clear out was Northeastern. Sitting. Cross ice. Power play about to end. Another cross ice pass and a save made and held on to. And then afterwards, a little bit of a push and a shove, getting a stoppage. Power play is over. 5:09 to go in the first, no score. And Liberty 0 for 1 on the man advantage.
Well, they did have some good opportunities there, especially at the end of the power play. You saw a couple of good chances by the Flames, but unfortunately for them, they were unable to get it through Curtis Fry.
Off the draw. Picked up. Cross-ice pass by Richardson. Here's a shot deflected. Goes behind the net. Rebound still battled for. Comes along to the near sideboards. Crane checked that. It's Caleb Toon, number 22. That shot goes in front, knocked aside. Rebound to the far sideboards where the Huskies Hill will try to get a cross-ice pass. Eventually comes to center.
Looks like Curtis Fry is having some trouble as there's an icing. Looks like Fry is having trouble tracking the long shots. And I don't know if that's because he's not seeing the puck well, if Liberty's getting net front presence, or if he's getting screened by his own guys, or even if the puck keeps changing directions because somebody keeps getting, sticks and other body parts and paraphernalia on the puck en route to the goal. But either way, it's going to be something to keep an eye on, as they're going to now deem that the faceoff is back to center ice.
4:43 to go, first period in a scoreless game between Northeastern and Liberty.
And Kenny Loggins in the background.
A little Caddyshack action going on there.
Yes, sir.
Off the draw, the master of the movie soundtrack song. You really come to think of it.
Yeah.
Center ice, and how many do you have in the course of his career?
On the top of my head, I got Caddyshack and Top Gun, but of course,
You forgot about Meet Me Halfway?
I actually never saw that one.
No, that's not the movie, but... Ooh, Sylvester Stallone in that one. Here's a center ice shot, and it's gloved down and set aside that time by Curtis Fry. Picked up by the Flames. They'll look to get back into the zone. Here's a stand-up check, but moving ahead with the Flanders. Lander shot and a nice stick save made by Fry. Rebound put behind the net. Lamoureux lets it go. Nieder try to get onto it. Down the boards this goes. Baker on the far side, trying to knock it along. Big hit put on. Northeastern wants a penalty, none given.
Physical play looks like it's starting to ramp up here a little bit.
Yeah, the guys are starting to get their legs about this game and tournament. Out to the point, a big drive and a save made. Held onto by Fry, who angrily swats the puck away after the Baker blast.
Had no trouble with that one.
Nope. 3:35 opening period, no score.
As you mentioned, it looks like these guys are starting to settle in a little bit more. We noticed they look very comfortable off the bus, but these teams are definitely starting to get themselves together a little bit more composed. You see the physical play start to pick up. You see people blocking shots like Koziel diving in front of that, and it's really going to now come to see, which team will be able to set up their game plan and execute it better.
Around the boards this goes. Picked up by Northeastern, trying to move it out. Rustin Keene. Keene center ice, then a dump into the Liberty zone. Cross ice pass. This one off the boards and then way up. It's a high ceiling here, and it's still got it. Not as high as Danbury Ice Arena, but it's up there. 3:07 to go. Opening period, no score.
And you forget, Brett, a lot of the fans watching back home have never been to Danbury, Connecticut.
No.
So
the DIA, as many will call it.
It's also former home to a pair of Federal Hockey League teams.
Danbury, actually, that's it. Danbury Whalers, Danbury Titans. Before that, in the United Hockey League, as this puck goes into the Northeastern bench, the Danbury Trashers, the original tenants of the Danbury Ice Arena.
Oh, would you look at that? Learn something new every day.
That place always packed. Until the Titans came, they used to always pack that place. Here's a wrist shot, knocked aside, rebound on far side.
Lively boards here at the ACHA North. See if that comes into play.
That shot is save made by Fry. A rebound comes up and out to center. Quickly gathered and sent back in by Jeffrey Wilson, number 19. Knocked down in midair. The Flames gather once more. A bouncing puck in the neutral zone. And I'm not sure Lamoureux didn't realize he had some room to go on his right side.
Well, Graham Doherty had a really good forecheck there on Lamoureux, just kind of forcing him to double back and have to try to regroup from his own end.
Richardson sends along the boards. Now a breakout pass the other way. Skating ahead with this one. Donovan shooting and a save made by Scott, and he holds on. 2:14 opening period, no score.
Donovan had a lane, but he just couldn't get around that last defender from Liberty. Had to fire a shot off from the slot, and a good save made by Scott. Looks like he was almost moving a little bit out of position as he kind of was spun sideways when he did make the catch.
Face off to the left of Blake Scott. Off the tie-up, sent around the boards. Far side, kept in that time by Dan McGrath, number 8. Puck comes up and out to center ice. And so now the dump back in.
Flames look like they're having trouble connecting on those passes. The long stretch passes have been working for them earlier in the period, but now it looks like they're having trouble even just making those medium-range breakout passes.
From the point, Roy, a blast, deflected down in front. Almost said wah for a second. You kind of say that sometimes when you see the name on the back.
This is true.
Centering pass in front goes right across the crease.
It was a deflection, and that was a save made by Fry there. Banked off a player. I couldn't tell if it was white or blue.
Brian Shea up and out to center. Gets bumped, but still chips it deeper into the Flame zone. Puck hits the side of the net. Around the boards, Roy's got it. Roy peels out of a check and backhands it along out. No icing as it's tipped into the Northeastern zone. Retreating for this one, Ian Harrington, number 47. Up to the neutral zone. Glove down that time by Keene. And now the Huskies have to retreat once more. Coming up on the final minute of this first period. No score between Liberty and Northeastern. And we get a whistle for a hand pass. And so a face-off all the way in the Northeastern zone with 51.9 seconds to go in the opening period. Not for lack of eventfulness.
No, that's for sure.
Oh, you might want to take this.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll actually have an interview with Liberty head coach Ben Hughes following the first period, so we hope you stick around for that. Don't tune us out once the final buzzer goes.
I'll turn your mic down now. Off the tie-up, puck goes around the boards. behind the Northeastern net. Still battled for it. Up to the point. Sinnon's got it. Backhands it along into the zone. Still knocked around, and out come the Huskies. Penvos. Left off a pass. Trying to center it out in front was Keene. Couldn't get it there. Still loose behind with 31 to go in the period. Centered out to the point, holding Camardo. His shot deflected down in front, and now the Flames look to come out. It'll be a 3-on-3. Pass, Liberty just having all sorts of trouble making those neutral zone passes there. Behind the net, Camardo. Around the boards, out to center, quickly dumped back in the final 10 of this period. One last chance for Northeastern to wind it up. Ahead goes Keene, onside. Centering pass, swatted out, knocked down, and that'll finish off the first period of play.
The score after the first period of play.
So nobody's put one in the net.
And Liberty played 0-0. Shots on goal after the first period. For Liberty, they had 12. For Northeastern, they had 9.
You heard the shots in the background, 12-9, the tally. There's Andrew Shapiro. Quick interview. Shapiro, go ahead.
All right, I'm standing here with head coach Ben Hughes. And, Coach, what were your thoughts on that first period?
I mean, first period of the national tournament game, got some jitters out. I don't think either team's probably played their best. It's kind of sloppy, I think. So the next couple of periods will be much better, I think.
You guys look like you were using more for the long stretch pass as opposed to the mid-range breakout pass. Is that something that you guys worked on in practice coming into the tournament?
I think it's something that we just always tell our guys to be aware of. If we're able to take that much ice with one pass and we want to be able to do it, sometimes it's the easier out, but right now our passing is not great.
What adjustments do you need to make to have success in the second period?
I think we're just going to keep things more simple where we're making too many complicated passes. I think we had a couple chances right there to get the puck in deep, and we just chose to make a couple unnecessary passes. Just keep things more simple.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
Back up to you, Brett.
Thank you very much. We are going to go on a little bit of audio silence here. We'll leave the camera on for you. Shots on goal, 12-9 in favor of Liberty. Our score at the end of one as we zoom it out a little bit. It's the Liberty Flames nothing and the Northeastern Huskies nothing. You are watching the 2018 ACHA Men's Division II National Championships here on ACHA TV. Second period underway. Pool D, no score between Liberty and Northeastern after the first period of play. No score over on Pool A, Ring 2 I should say, Utah State and Lindenwood. It's a very big stat to know. It's of the teams in the tournament. There's only 16 left. Penvos puts into the hooking call. I apologize for the mess up on that from last year.
How dare you?
Yeah. In the meantime, back out to the point. Center.
Yeah, Brian Shea had an open net, but he couldn't control the bouncing puck. It hopped over his stick.
Penvos has it. The captain stumbles at the red line. Puck goes through his legs. Here goes Perry short-handed. Perry tried to slip through the defense and gets sandwiched.
All kinds of bodies on the ice there.
Halfway through the power play, 18-23 and counting. Second period, no score. Center ice and a dump in. Goes behind the Liberty cage. Picking it up is Riley Richardson, and it gets out to center.
And this is where Liberty working with those long stretch passes could help them, because as we mentioned at the start of the game, their speed has really been beneficial to them all season, and now they're working on those long breakout passes for a penalty kill situation like this. They could catch Northeastern napping, so the Huskies need to be careful.
Put into the zone. Check put on down low. Another big hit put on. Up to the blue line, but not out. The hold for the send-in Camardo. That's deflected. Out to center it goes. Doherty puts the puck across. Chipped into the zone by Kilfoy. And then slipped right back out of the zone. Final 12 of the power play. Doherty retreats behind his own net. Takes a look. Starts to skate it up. Graham Doherty weaving his way through the Liberty defense. Shot blocked off into the corner. Power play is over. Northeastern 0 for 1. Excuse me. Onside, a shot blocked down. So both teams have not connected on a power play. Neutral zone and a stepping. Oh, good shoulder. Good shoulder that time. Trying to figure out which. That's Nathan Cunningham, we said number 2. Now put down low, and the Flames set it up right at the point. His shot blocked. Rebound. Still battled for. Turnaround shot just wide. Off the stick of. Couldn't quite see who that was. I think it was number 8, that being Niederer. Niederer, tired from his shift, goes to the bench. Still the puck tied up and then comes up and all the way down. This is going to be an icing against Northeastern. So the Huskies, with some tired legs out there on the long shift, will have to defend against the face-off in their zone with 16:22 to go in the second.
And this could play to Liberty's advantage here. They've looked like they've had the better of the chances here in the second period outside of that power play. And a tired group of Northeastern Huskies now has to defend a fresh set of fast Liberty legs.
Tied up in the corner, still battled for, trying to win it free is Perry. Still sent around the corner. Perry goes down to the ice. King can control. Wilson tries to keep it and does. Perry's turnaround shot, now gloved down by Wilson, who backhands into the corner. Going in after an Eric Masters. He gets mashed up. Hit put on by Camardo, still doing battle. Down the boards this goes, and a big crunching hit. Comes out to center. Moving ahead, trying to flip forward, and nearly doing so. That time was Hill. Let a puck off his stick. Picked up then by Shea. Shea leaves it off for Chris Caswell. He turns it over. Flames go, skate out the other direction. Marshall King. King, 3-on-3. Long shot gloved and held on to by Fry.
Fry doing a much better job this period of tracking the long shots, eating everything up, and not giving up any rebounds, which is good for the Huskies.
4.5 gone by, second period here. Day 1, Pool D. Our first game to start is yet to put a goal on the board. Northeastern and Liberty. Puck around the boards. Gathered behind and corralled by Crilly. Crilly skated along the blue line and put it behind the net. The Flames got knocked down behind by Harris, and now the Huskies come out with it. It's a 2-on-3, so the dump in from center ice. Into the corner, shuffle around that time by Becker. Out to center, quickly slung right back in, but a couple Huskies in the zone offside. 15 minutes. We've gone 5 minutes here in the second. Still haven't had a goal.
A little bit more choppy play this period around.
Yep.
First period, you saw the teams wanted to just get out here and they wanted to play. Few teams had some kind of first day. Few guys, I should say, had some first day legs. But for the most part, it was much smoother in the first period than it was here in the second. But I think the second period is where you're going to see teams start to kind of implement their game plan, and you could see some mashing of some players and some different styles that are just kind of forcing the game to slow down a little bit.
This one into the Northeastern zone, quickly back out. Gathered by Kozil. Cross-ice pass and another diagonal one into the zone. After it is Penvos. Ian Penvos trying to put out in front. This is knocked along and out of Flames come out. Possible 2-on-1. Moving in Niederer. Niederer centers in front. Score! On the deflection. Blake Flanders. 1-0 Liberty.
That's a great play by Niederer. He came down the left wing and Flanders on the door just kind of got his stick out. He used that deflection, beat Fry to the 5-hole. That's a big goal. Liberty is energized. Their fans to our right are loving it. And more importantly, first goal of the tournament, Brett. We got a hockey game now. That goal coming at the 5:29 mark of the first period.
And so, finally a team on the board. The Liberty Flames take the 1-0 lead on the counterattack. Cross ice and dumped in. This will be icing against Liberty now, and so the Flames will have to defend in their own end. So Flanders, 15 goals in the regular season, pops one home here in the tournament. So Flanders from Niederer an alone assist at 5:29. Off the draw, puck put to the point. Harrington's shot deflected into the corner. Slugged around the boards. And now up and out to center is Marshall King. Quickly back into the zone.
Flanders was third on the team in goals in the regular season with 15 in 21 games. An impressive number as that one is whistled down. Looks like for an offsides. And Niederer was no slouch in the setup department. In 15 games, he had 11 goals. So he knows that's a combination that's been working for Ben Hughes this season.
Lots of changing personnel late here. Neutral zone face-off. And the Flames control off the draw. Cross-ice pass, Martin. Goes all the way down. This will be another icing. Yep, just barely.
Not for lack of effort there.
No.
Good rush up the ice there by Drew Crilly. He certainly made it very, very close.
Shea Kilfoy thought he had some steps and realized Crilly was bearing down on him and got there just in time.
I gotta say, props to the Liberty fans. The signs on the front of the glass that you kind of catch a little bit.
That's one fan in particular.
I mean, they're doing a good job there.
Yeah, those signs on the glass for the number 44 Marshall King. One of them on the front says, "Let's go Hooch," probably the nickname of Mr. King.
I believe that was for a different Flame.
Well, it said on it, 44 is my grandson, so maybe it is for a different Flame. Who knows? Onside play the other way, moving in Crilly. Bumped on the play, still sent down low. Lamoureux turned back over, comes out to center, retreating for it. Roy off the boards, offside's going to be the call. Face off all the way down towards the Flames blue line. 13-14 to go in the second, 1-0 Liberty.
Not a smart play by Lamoureux there as he made the touch with both feet firmly inside the blue line, inside of his own zone. So of course the offsides play was whistled down, and it's a face-off now as it comes back to the left of Blake Scott.
Off the draw, his shot goes wide. Rebound put in the corner. Goes around and out to center. Quickly slugged back in. The Flames have a chance to break out and will do so. Near side boards Flanders, the goal scorer here. Flanders dips the shoulder, loses an edge, puts in front. Picked up there by Penvos. A bouncing puck that comes out to the neutral zone. Bumped on the playbacker. Now on the puck once more and into the zone. Sean Backer puts a pass on off for a shot that's blocked.
That was a great move by Backer. One-man effort just to get through, I think, 3 Huskies on that play.
Avoiding the big hit. That time was Koziel in front, and a shot saved and underneath. And then some bodies go bumping afterwards. 12:28 to go in the second. Koziel avoids disaster and it nearly creates the goal for Northeastern. They trail 1-0.
And once again, Blake Scott didn't know where the puck was. It bounced, it rolled under him. He looked like he was out of position. That's the second time today that Scott almost put the puck in his own net, but he caught himself.
Is it possible, Shapiro?
Yes, sir.
That they're having problems with that side tracking the puck given the background?
I would not say that because Blake Scott had an issue with the bouncing puck as this one goes for icing. Scott had an issue with the puck on his end in the first period, and Curtis Fry tracked the puck well in the first, but he's tracking it better here in the second. Scott has not had any issues with tracking the puck here in the second period. It's just that one particular shot looked like it gave him some trouble.
Face off to the left of goaltender Blake Scott.
Yeah, see right there, that's another save by Scott, but he was in the right position. The reason he looked like had to flash the pad out instead of being square to the puck was that it changed direction on him.
King tied up in the corner now with Harrington. Puck comes loose and the Huskies get out to center. Turned over there and gathering Roy once more. King chips it into the Northeastern zone, quickly sent back out. Liberty fans, I should say, want a penalty call. Skating ahead now is Doherty, trying to split the D, couldn't do so. Back out to the point, Harrington, deflected shot and a save made. Rebound sits loose side of the net and eventually covered up by Scott.
Battle of the twos in front of the net, as it looks like it was Cunningham and Jackson Roy kind of came together. Roy went to give Cunningham a shove and actually wound up missing Cunningham, losing his footing and falling face first on the ice. And if you don't get anything from that, guys, basically just keep your hands to yourself. If you learn nothing else from that play.
Face off now to the right of Blake Scott. Tie up and now controlled and sent around by Richardson. Comes up and out to center. Foot race is on. Going back after it is Kilfoy. Try to put around the net. Bump behind the net. Liberty creating the turnover. Crilly puts it along for Clark. The centering pass broken up though. Shea going the other way. Cross ice pass for the chip into the zone by Hill. Met with some resistance, so a 2-on-2 battle ensues. Coming away with this one, Shea. Try to go in front. Here's a shot and a save made. Might have got off a skate in front, though.
That was a big save there by Blake Scott.
Liberty controls. Flipped up and out to center and all the way down. No icing. Coming back for it, Kilfoy. Long pass, chipped ahead by Shea. Couldn't control. Liberty gathers once more. Swatted out and then goes into the Northeastern zone. Check put on down low. Lamero with it, trying to center out front. Gets it back again. Work to the point, the hold, the cross ice pass by Backer. Wilson, his shot blocked off, comes out to center. Backer back for it. Takes a look, goes back again to Wilson. Jeff Wilson skates it ahead. Wilson in across the Husky line. Left off Niederer. Nice pass across and a shot. Save made. The rebound sits loose and out to center.
Fry, a good save there, but he left the rebound. That's the first mistake Fry's really made today. Or this period, I should say.
Liberty leads 1-0. Halfway through this second period and thus the game. Barring overtime.
Of course, which will, in pool play, overtime, should it be required, would be 1 10-minute period. If there is no score at the end of that 10-minute period, the game will end in a tie. Both teams will earn a point. Of note, if a team loses in overtime, they do not get the overtime participation point. It goes down as a loss. There's a nice save by Fry. As teams that lose in overtime, they only get no points, and it gets recorded as a regular loss.
Wins 2. We got a timeout here with 9:36 to go. Second period of a 1-0 Liberty lead.
As Brett mentioned in the first Thank our sponsors, the Three-Legged Mare and our bar, next to the Nationwide Arena and the Ice House as well, which will host the ACHA Division II semifinals and final games on Monday and Tuesday, respectively.
9:36 to go, second period.
And of course, we can't help but thank the Ohio Health Chillers, not just here in Lewis Center, but of course in Dublin, in Easton, and the Ice House in downtown Columbus, who have been nothing but gracious hosts this year and even last year as well, Brett. And just make the tournament so much better.
It makes it so much easier just for us to get here and do our jobs.
Of course.
As broadcasters here. So we thank everybody behind us. There's so many to thank. And we'll get to that as the tournament goes on. 1-0 Liberty with 9:36 to go here in the first period. Second period, I should say. And so everybody with their last little bit of a gathering will go back to the goaltenders will go back to their respective nets. Face off to the right of Northeastern goalie Nicholas Cam.
Curtis Fry.
Nicholas Cam's scratched today.
It's all right, Brett. It's been a very back and forth game here. There's been, in the first period, it looked like Northeastern was the better team. Here in the second period, Liberty's had the advantage in play. They have the goal that counts. They have the 1-0 lead midway through the second period. But it remains to be seen if Northeastern's going to counter, if they're going to show up and play a good second half of the second. And then, of course, you also have the third period to look ahead to as well.
And this puck comes up and out to center ice. Moving ahead with this Penvos. Try to put in front, and a shot that goes into the near side corner and around the net.
That's not to say Northeastern hasn't been good.
No, they've had opportunities, just haven't been able to have that finishing touch.
Yeah, Matt Koziel has a couple of missed opportunities. Brian Shea had a wide open net. He couldn't control a bouncing puck.
Speaking of Koziel, puts the check on down low. Sitting and moves it along. Picked up by Penvos. Try to put out in front. Here's a blast and a save made. Drive that time by the number 8, Dan McGrath. Puck comes out to center. McGrath's got it once more. Diagonal pass onside into the zone. Trying to split through, and eventually doing so is Rustin Keene. And then we got a whistle. Puck might have gotten the netting above.
That's exactly right.
A stoppage of play with 8:42 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Liberty, courtesy of the Flanders goal at 5:29.
Now, the first goal of the tournament for Flanders, the first goal of the tournament for anybody. And as we mentioned, Flanders' proclivity for scoring goals, he had 15 of them on the season, third on the team.
This backhanded up and out to center. A bouncing puck that eventually is going to be skated onto by Camardo. Sends it around the boards. And now Liberty trying to get up and out to center and do. Flanders knocks the puck along with his opposite 7, Doherty. Neutral zone and sent into the Liberty end. And the Flames gather once more. Crane chips it further. Turnover. Flanders dips in. Flanders a backhand and a save made by Fry. Rebound is up and out of play, getting a stoppage. 8:05 second period in a 1-0 Liberty lead.
Give credit to Blake Flanders. He's really taking control of the second period. He's got the goal right now, and he's been all over the ice here in the second period, trying to add on to Liberty's advantage.
Off the tie-up. Liberty trying to move it forward. Barely had time for the New Radicals.
Well, you get what you give, Brett.
Onside play here, Wilson. Shapiro, the hero, will be DJing again some point soon. Inside Joel. For those that listened on some old college radio, you might know him from Brave New. In the meantime, sent up and out, and onside is Doherty. Backhand pass across and a save. Rebound, score! Graham Doherty put home the rebound. The game tied at 1.
Boy, 3 tries for $1 there. Doherty on the back door had to first get the bouncing puck, then beat it in, and then had to tuck it around Blake Scott. But that's a big goal. Northeastern answers back, and they've drawn even blood.
Time of the goal, 11:29.
12:29. Exactly 7 minutes after the Flanders goal.
And so we are all tied up in 1. between Liberty and Northeastern. It's been a good game so far. You're nice and competitive. What you like to see at a national championship.
Yeah, Graham Doherty, that is his, he had 10 goals in the season as this was an icing. 10 goals on the season. Good for second, tied for second on the team. He now has sole possession of second place with 11 if we add it on.
No, we don't have regionals in here either. So.
Well, they didn't go to regionals.
Yes, they did.
Northeastern?
Oh, I'm sorry, not Northeastern. Caswell, the lone assist.
Assisted by Caswell at 12-29.
So the 1-1 score and a face-off controlled by the Flames. Sent along a wrist shot blocked off into the corner. This one comes up and out to center and all the way down. Scott's got to play it behind his own net. Sends around the boards onto the far side. Put along further by Sherman. Knocking down the puck was Kyle Martin. Along the boards comes out to center. The retreat, the send back in, Michael Harris.
Puck kind of died in the opposite corner there.
Some snow buildup possibly.
Right in front of the door too.
Peeling back with this one, Lamoureux. Gives on ahead Martin. His long pass is off the mark. It's going to go all the way down for an icing. And a face-off in the Liberty zone here with 6:29 to go in the second period of a 1-1 game between Liberty and Northeastern.
Andy Clark looks a little bit gassed there on the Liberty bench. He tried to get off and make a change, but he's going to skate slowly into the circle and take the face-off.
Off the tie-up, sent around the boards by Martin. Near side and send out to center. Hit one of those stanchions on the glass, and that gives Liberty an opportunity to get further and dump in.
This is also, I'm sorry, Brett.
Full line change on for the Flames.
This is the first time that both of these teams are, well, they practiced yesterday, but we don't know if it was this rink or the other rink, but this is the first time that these teams really have seen this facility, and they're learning how the rink is playing to or against their advantage. We mentioned in the first period, lively boards behind the net could lead to some interesting plays, and the stanch is now playing an effort as well.
Onside, backhand that time by Penvos is off the mark. Penvos puts behind the net. Cozile puts out in front, nobody home, but blue jerseys. Slugged along further by Harrington and then chipped up and out of the zone. Now in is Crane, lob pass, Crane, centered in front. Oh, what a save made by Fry!
He missed the net altogether. Fry never touched that one. It went through the crease. The angle was off.
I thought he got that left pad on it.
Oh, it was a great play and a backdoor play, but Fry just stuck the leg out and hoped that it went through the crease. Never even touched him.
Move ahead and out to center.
Not to take anything away from your call there, because that was epic.
I don't know. I thought he got nicked that left pad. Long pass all the way down. No icing. And then nearly turning it over. Scott tried to just shuffleboard it forward and almost missed it.
Well, he had no choice. Coming in on the forecheck was Henry Sheffield, and it forced Scott to have to come out to play the puck because there was no blue jersey around.
Around the boards this goes. 4:51 to go. Second period. Game tied at 1. Flanders for Liberty. Doherty for Northeastern. Around it goes. Picking it up Masters. Crunched on the play there. Still put behind the net more. Where Doherty picks up. Pass on ahead for the attempted skate forward by Donovan.
Pair of 19s tied up there.
Now the turnover. And out to center. Young little fan setting up all the signs, trying to set up the Liberty fan signs. Well, maybe Hoochie's is Mitchell Donovan, who knows? Anyway, sent all the way down. It's not icing. Tipped along by Donovan. And now here come the Flames out to center. King. Moving into the zone, Marshall King. King tried to dip to the net, couldn't get it there. Back to the point for a drive that's wide. Rebound put out in front. There's a broken stick on the ice. And now Northeastern sends all the way down. This will be icing against the Huskies, and then losing an edge afterwards is Jackson Roy, who just looks around from his knees.
I think he's more embarrassed than anything else.
Yeah, probably. 3:44 to go, second period. Game tied at 1.
The aforementioned broken stick belonged to a Liberty player, by the way.
Face off to the left of Curtis Fry. Off the tie-up. Puck put around the boards with it. Camardo out to center. Flipped right back into the zone.
Another player lost an edge there, but for Northeastern, that was Ian Harrington.
Glove down, and it's played by Northeastern, so we go on. Moving ahead with this one is Hill. Tyler Hill with some speed. A backhand shot save made by Scott, and he holds on. 3:19 to go. Second period. Game tied at 1. Northeastern and Liberty.
Great speed there by Tyler Hill. A nice end-to-end rush and a good backhand shot with a nice save made by Blake Scott. Northeastern looked like they were very much outplayed in the first 5 minutes of the period. They were down 1-0, but they came back and tied it up on the goal by Doherty.
Off the draw. Sent down low and quickly back up and out to center. And now the foot race is on. Niederer's got it. Niederer holds. Tried to center one, but he got blocked that time by Camardo.
Big collision to the far side corner.
Knocked along and out to center. Backhanded by center back towards the zone. Intercept. Away goes Brian Shea. Cross ice with it. Caswell shooting and a save made. Rebound. Two Flames go after the same puck, and eventually he does get to the neutral zone and eventually Northeastern zone. Nearly a stick lift, but instead moved ahead to Caswell. Onside play 2-on-1. Moving and score! Tyler Hill with the snipe. 2-1 Northeastern.
That was a great play by Northeastern. They caught Liberty napping, and Tyler Hill, high glove, he goes over Blake Scott. What a shot! Huskies take the lead.
17:24, time of the goal.
Didn't catch the assist on who sprung him. We'll get that from our public address announcer today as well. That's a big goal for Northeastern to get a lead late here in the second period. I'm looking for more, too.
In the zone onside, Koziel. Trying to put out in front. It is in front of the save made by Scott. The rebound comes loose. High slap blast. It goes wide.
Liberty's on their heels. They're reeling from these goals.
Another shot that whistles wide. Right now, the Huskies have had to play. Oh, big hit. The Huskies had to play the last, say, 6-7 minutes of this one.
I think Northeastern's found new life after that goal by Doherty.
Here's another shot attempt that's blocked off. Rebound still along to the blue line, but not out.
Tyler Hill.
Behind the net. Caswell gets an assist. Backhand shot, save made, rebound sets loose. Still about for it.
The puck is
in? No.
Well, the puck is definitely in, but the net is off its moorings, and the ruling is that there's going to be no goal. Caswell now with a pair of helpers on the day. He helped Doherty get the first one. He'll take the second one. So that's 2 points for Chris Caswell. And it looks like Northeastern has really stepped their tempo up. They gave up the first goal, but they have just been relentless here, and they're forcing Liberty back into their own zone, and Liberty looks like they're scrambling in the defensive end a lot more now.
Maneuvering stuff around here. 1:46 to go in the second, and veteran move there by Blake Scott to adjust the goalie pad.
Well, it's not that he wasn't giving Liberty, it's not that Liberty didn't have a chance to change. It was just, I think Blake Scott is just settling his team down, and they're just trying to figure out, where they want to go, how they're gonna stop this onslaught by the Huskies. And now there's a conversation going on at the Northeastern bench.
Fred Carpenito is having a chat with the officials.
I think he's trying to get an explanation as to why the goal would not count, and now there looks like there's a conversation going on with one of the players in front of the Northeastern bench. Because again, the puck did go in, but Scott was down on his face with players all around him, and I believe the net was off by that point in time.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to figure out, would that have been goalie interference? Would the net have been off? Should the goal count altogether? Now, we already had a goal disallowed on the other side by Lindenwood. That game's still no score after one period.
So yes, for those trivia buffs, credit the first goal of the tournament to Blake Flanders. But since then, Northeastern's popped home a pair, lead 2-1. 1:40 and counting here in the second. Along the boards, up and not out of the zone. Knocked ahead, now here's a break opportunity if you can spring ahead. Perry, Matthew Perry in! Good stick lift at the end. Getting back Ian Harrington. And the big fella with a stick lift to end that rush.
That was a great play by Perry. He started that with a forecheck poke check as a save made by Scott. Perry started that with a poke check in his own defensive end and then rushed all the way down and got around everybody with the exception of Ian Harrington.
Well, Harrington's big frame moved back and got down there in time.
Yeah, he's all...
Oh, you didn't get the other sheets.
No, I left it at the hotel. I was thinking I'd have a program with me. I'll get one from JP Cock at this after the mission.
Yes, we need to pick up a couple of those.
Yes, sir.
Turned around and out of his own center ice. Here comes Liberty 2-on-1. A blast goes up and over the bar.
But Liberty, if they're going to have any success and beat Curtis Fry, they're going to have to start hitting the net because that's now 3 shots on goal that have missed the net altogether.
Inside of a minute, puck put to the point. Oops, I got to lower you there. And a save made and held on to once you're done playing around with that. There we go. Face off to the left of goaltender Curtis Fry. 43.2 seconds to go here in the second. 2-1 Northeastern. Turnaround shot goes through the legs all the way to the far side boards. Trying to gather is Keene. Gets it up and out to center. The retreat is on. Becker's got it. Cross ice pass. Finds his man. Sinner, and that's turned over. Sinner now has to drop back defensively. Shot blocked off. Rebound gathered back into the slot. Sinnon's got it. Sends up the boards, and out come the Flames. Crane looks to center. That's blocked off. Loose puck along the boards, right by the blue line. Trying to move it along his backer, I should say. Up to center. Backer's got it again. Sean Backer, 3 to go in the period. Wrist shot deflected. Goes behind the net. One centering pass out in front is blocked off. And the second period comes to an end. After there were no goals in the first 20 minutes, we got 3 in there in the second period. As the shots on goal will be recorded, Andrew Shapiro going down. Talk to Fred Carpenito. Liberty with 12 shots on goal in the second. 2-period total of 24. Northeastern had 14 shots, a 2-period total of 23. Last players will slowly get off the bench. And Andrew Shapiro will go talk to Coach Fred Carpenito as soon as everything gets set up. Andrew Shapiro with the coach. Take it away.
Fred, I'm here with Coach Fred Carpenito. And Coach, how did you guys adjust after that choppy first period?
Well, we haven't played for a while. You know, we got the bye, and you don't go through regionals, so I was afraid that we would be really rusty coming out of the gate. But I thought we did a great job coming out with a lot of energy, and even in the second period, I mean, both teams, lots of energy. I mean, obviously, it's like a heavyweight bout out there. A lot of pucks going in the nets. The goaltenders are doing a great job. It's a very exciting game to watch. I'm sure the people in the stands and the people watching the streaming are like at the edge of their seats.
You got the lead after 40 minutes, Coach. What do you got to do to bring home the W?
Get the next goal. No doubt about it. More pucks to the net, things like that. So.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Okay, thank you.
Back up to you, Brett.
Thank you very much. We're going to go on a little radio silence here. Our score at the end of 2, the Northeastern Huskies 2, the Liberty Flames 1. You're watching the 2018 ACHA Men's Division II National Championships here on ACHA Network. Welcome back, Chiller North, Ohio Health, Chiller North. 2-1, Northeastern leads Liberty. As we get ready to start the third period, no carryover power play time for either side. Brett Luthner, Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson on the camera. We'll be rotating all day today, apparently. Third period underway. Liberty going from right to left with the puck now. Offside. As getting in a little ahead of the play is Paul Lamoureux.
Shots 24-23 in favor of Northeastern after 2 periods of play.
In that period, 14-12 in favor of Northeastern after a 12-9 Liberty edge in the first.
Glad you got those because I was too busy interviewing coaches to get those stats. But this is why we make a great team.
Puck put around the boards, and that's the entire broadcast team here. They're having a bunch of fun over on rink 2.
And we're having fun here too, right?
A little bit.
Just, okay, I don't know what game you're having fun with, but I'm having a lot of fun here.
Sent out to the point, Lamoureux picks it up and sends across ice pass. Here come the Flames. Could be a 3-on-2 if they are here, and they pass errant. And picking it up and going the other way, Harris. You know I understate some things.
Some of the younger Liberty fans are stretching their legs following the back and forth action.
See a young center in jersey wearing that number 5 trotting around. Neutral zone play, and out come the Huskies. Rustin Keene flips it into the Flame zone. Going back for it, Jackson Roy. Sends it around, it's Flanders. Nice pass ahead to Niederer. Niederer looking, centered in front, score! Bang, bang, Crane puts it home. Jamie Crane ties it at 2.
That's a great play by Liberty. Niederer gets the long pass and goes up and hits Crane on the back door. Very similar to the first goal that they scored. Catching Curtis Fry moving very early in the third period. Liberty's got new life. This game is tied at 2, just a minute 08 into the third.
Flanders should get the secondary assist on that goal, by the way.
I haven't given out any secondaries yet today, but we don't know if that was because they weren't supposed to or because they just didn't.
We'll find out. In the meantime, King moves ahead onside, near sideboards. His shot save made by Fry. Rebound put around, and Northeastern trying to get out of his own. They do. Richardson quickly back in and then repelled once again. That dumping hits the linesman in the leg and hops out of play.
Liberty goal scored by number 27, Kane McDaniel. Assisted by Michael Beaver. And number 7, Blake Flanders.
So Flanders does get the secondary.
Flames goal scored by McDaniel. Assisted
well, they got that wrong. It's not McDaniel. It's Crane that got the goal. McDaniel is in the lineup, but he did not score that one.
No, he did not.
It was Jamie Crane.
And there's a few fans to our right as that puck goes into the Northeastern bench. There's a few fans to our right from Liberty, and they were very adamant that the referees had the wrong player on the score sheet.
Yep.
And I'm sure that will be rectified before the end of the game. Because I'm sure that if not the coaches or the referees, one of the players will go to the scorekeeper and say, hey, listen.
Or a certain broadcaster will make sure of it.
Somehow or another, I feel like the message will be relayed to our scorekeeping crew.
Puck put around the boards but not out. Sinnen tried to keep it. Instead does get out to center. Back for it now is Becker. Becker tied up along the boards with Shea. Puck goes around. And now it'll come out. The puck will get out to center ice. Quickly sent back the other way. Missed a lob and trying to chip it forward that time. Drew Crilly. They put a little too much mustard on it. Shea couldn't control. Lamoureux sends in. Quickly the other way come the Huskies. A long pass off the mark. Skate down for icing. No.
Now see, the linesman had his arm up and then blew it off. And it sounds like we have a goal behind us, Brett. We'll get you that stat in just a minute as well, but it sounds like I just heard a goal horn go off in the rink behind us.
Probably. So somebody finally scored over there on rink 2. That shot knocked into the corner. Rebound, control behind, and Liberty looks to come out. Lamoureux to leave off for the captain, and where's number 2, Jackson Roy. Put into the Northeastern zone line change on for the Flames. 16:53 to go, third period. Game tied at 2. Remember, if this goes to overtime, they'll have an ice cut. We play 10 minutes of 5-on-5 hockey. No 3-point must system as this goes down for icing. No, it's 2 points to be distributed. If you win, you get 2. You lose, you don't get any. You tie, you get 1. No overtime points in this tournament.
Which makes it very interesting because then you could see teams treating overtime in a very different manner. You could have teams that will play for the point, and you could have teams that will go, all out just to try to make sure that they get that second point and prevent the other team from doing it.
Especially on day one, in group play when points are at a premium.
I mean, look at last year. Last year, we watched Aurora University tie NYU, and we said NYU is done. They're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to make it out of pool play, and so on and so forth. NYU went on to win the national tournament, so obviously they made it out of pool play.
Ahead go the Flames, moving in Flanders. A shot wide. Rebound. Sent around the boards by Crane, and then picked up by Northeastern. Back out to center. And it's going to go right on goal, where it's going to be gathered by Scott holding on. 16:09 to go in the very competitive game here, third period. Tied at 2 between Liberty and Northeastern.
And Liberty, I think, has come out with a fire in their belly just to try to tie this game up. They've got the equalizer, and now you're going to see Ben Hughes try to press a little bit more because they did have the lead at one point today, and they want to get it back. You obviously don't want to be trailing at any point in the game, especially in the third period, and especially to this Northeastern team who has shown that they have a relentless forecheck when they really set their mind to it.
Puck put across. I don't know if you caught who got that, who scored, what team scored over there.
Still waiting on the update.
Offside's going to be the call, and we get a face-off. Neutral zone. It's 15:51 to go here in the third. Now we're busting out a little velvet revolver. Or basically Guns N' Roses without Axl. You really want to get down to it.
Well, whatever you want to call it, it's good music and it's good for a hockey game.
That's also the ultimate troll band name.
This is true.
Think about it. Ooh, holding his hand.
Very true.
Holding his hand and going to the bench is Eric Masters. Onside is King. Marshall King puts across and a save made. Husky's trying to get out to center. He'll eventually do. Faking the dump in and skating it further. Camardo. Peter Camardo goes around the net with it. Trying to put it back in the corner instead of turnover. And now Doherty. Put up high. Shot never gets taken. Back out to center.
Northeastern's done a good job of pinching in their defenseman as that one goes out of play. Northeastern's done a good job of pinching in the defenseman to try to get an extra offensive player available. As there's a souvenir for a lucky fan, and he's going to keep that and show it off to the crowd. But like you said, Rhett, the pucks are souvenirs as well because they've got the logo on them.
Yep.
Very cool stuff.
Face off to in the neutral zone, in front of us pretty much.
I will say we have a really good vantage point this year. Last year we were a little bit higher up. This year we're a little bit closer to ice level. We still are at center ice, which is fantastic, and you can just see everything.
This one left behind, picked up now by Kyle Martin. Martin goes around the boards. It's gloved down, and Flames get out to center. But before Shea picks it off. Tipped into the zone that time by Tyler Hill. Hill then tried to get onto a loose puck, couldn't do so. Half boards and overhead out to center. Crowley in the skate. Crowley trying to get onto it, and the save made and held on to.
And the Northeastern players are not happy. Crowley came in and kind of gave a whack to Curtis Fry there, so they do have a case. And the Husky players are just visibly upset.
The gamesmanship that is the national championships.
Well, with your season on the line and a national title on the line, pretty much anything goes, am I right?
Almost, yeah.
Within reason, of course. And it looks like it was Utah State that scored on the other side, so it's actually the Aggies that have a 1-0 lead over Lindenwood midway through the second period over there, and another goal was just scored, so we'll have to get you that update in a few minutes as well.
One of the teams getting ready for their game really hooting and hollering. It might be Aurora.
I believe that is the Aurora Spartans. And Aurora comes into this game, and that game will be next for you as we'll take you through this play right now.
This gets sent all the way down, no icing.
Aurora comes into this game a perfect 30-0 on the season.
32, I think.
32, excuse me. They've yet to lose a game, including their league championship, as that one goes off the side of the net. And they came to the tournament last year with 16 players and one coach, and you heard Coach Ryan Buchanan. We talked to him.
That put across the crease, rebound to the near corner.
We talked to Coach Ryan Buchanan last night, and he joked around. He said, I don't know what to do with myself. I've got 3 coaches, I've got 18 skaters, and 2 goalies.
In the corner after the big hit, Backer's got it. It's up the far side, boys. The Flames look to come out to center. Moving ahead of steam here. A rising shot goes up and into the netting. Opportunity that time for Matthew Perry, who showed off his speed today.
Absolutely. Perry had a couple of nice end-to-end rushes, and if not for the goaltending of Curtis Fry, could have probably single-handedly put Liberty back on top.
13:21 to go, third period, game tied at 2. This comes up and out to center. And in, save made by Scott. Rebound just over the bar.
Didn't miss by much.
No, Cunningham right on the doorstep.
That's really the first big mistake that we've seen Scott make as he holds on to that one. That was a juicy rebound sitting right in front. Going to be a face-off to the right of Blake Scott.
We're trying to get all sorts of information going on here. This one bounces out to center and all the way down, and it'll be covered up and held on to by Fry.
Face-off back in the Northeastern end. Liberty with a really good opportunity here to try to make something happen.
Off the draw. Here's a shot, goes wide.
By the way, the scoring on the Utah State goal on the other side was Morgan McJimsey with Josh Kirkflight getting the assist. This one goes all the way down for icing.
McJimsey, both. McJimsey and Kirkflight, so the veteran presences on that team.
And I said it early, I think Morgan McJimsey could be an underdog for dark horse candidate for the all-tournament team, as that one is shot and blocked.
Is this one now trying to get into the zone, but the Huskies have to peel back to center. Ooh, that was a healthy chop.
Hassan chop.
Exactly. Hassan chop. As this one gets sent behind the net. 12:15 to go, third period, game tied at 2. Onside skate for Clark. Clark trying to center one, couldn't do so. And now back come the Huskies, could be a 2-on-2. Moving shot, the same made by Scott. Rebound to the near sideboards. Lamoureux's got it.
And that save made on Chris Caswell, who's got a pair of assists today, looking for a goal, and a good job by Caswell to make that one go all the way.
Now moving ahead with this one is Hill. As Shapiro knocks the microphone by accident.
No, I was just moving it out of the way so I don't cough on air.
Onside. Big hit put on. Backer tried to get through the zone and access denied on the back end, and then a little bit of a good hit tap afterwards. Dan McGrath laying the lumber. Shot, score! Through a screen! Matt Cozile! 3-2 Northeastern.
What a shot by Cozile. Another single effort by Cozile. He's been all over the ice tonight. Has not gotten on the sheet until just now. And that one went low glove side just under the reach of Blake Scott. And at the 11:17 mark of the third period.
11:17 left.
11:17 left. So that would make it 8:43 on the clock back home. That's a huge goal. Northeastern once again with the lead 3-2.
So
And we saw Northeastern in the second period. Once they tied the game up, they came out guns a-blazing, and they really knocked Liberty back on their heels.
So Cozile gets the goal. They're saying unassisted. Cozile 16 goals in the regular season, and a penalty call coming. Roughing is going to be the call. And we got ourselves a power play here in the third.
At 9:23. It's a roughing call to Liberty.
King.
And that's Marshall King, who has a little bit of an issue on the call. By the way, on the other side of the rink, it's Lindenwood tying the game at 1. Jet Bell with the goal there. So Northeastern gets their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 with the man advantage thus far. And we mentioned it that their power play was not that great coming into the tournament. They ranked second to last of the teams in the tournament today, as that one goes out of play and some extra pushing and shoving in front of the Liberty bench.
Again.
So Northeastern, this is going to be a big opportunity for them in order to try to get something going. They have the 1-goal advantage. It's almost like a win-win, barring a shorthanded goal, for the Huskies, because either they'll kill off another 2 minutes and be that much closer to getting out of here with a win, or they score a power play goal and extend their lead to 4-2. And that's not to say that Liberty can't come back and score 2 goals in 10 minutes and change, but it just makes the task so much harder when the deficit is 2 instead of 1. That 1 goal, especially in pool play, is just enormous.
10.5 to go, third period of a 3-2 Northeastern lead. Shot save made into the corner.
Now Scott looking like he's having some trouble tracking the shots, and that could be a testament to Northeastern players getting themselves in a net front presence, as Curtis Fry comes way out to play that puck.
It does, and Kilfoy's got it. 0 for 1 on the power play of the Huskies. Chip ahead, and Northeastern into the zone. Picked up there for the move along Camardo. Shot that gets the glass.
Nice nifty little puck movement there by the Huskies. That one came very close to going out over the blue line.
Huskies controlling. Doherty sets up a one-timer. Save made. One-timer from the right wing circle. Kilfoy. He's got the puck again. Trying to catch up to it before it runs from him, and does so.
Blake Scott leaving a lot of rebounds for Northeastern to try to pounce on, so if you're Fred Carpenito, you want to really crash the net and get that net front presence to really make sure that you can slam home anything juicy that pops out.
This one slides up and all the way down as Liberty clears the zone.
And again, Curtis Fry out to play the puck. He's doing a good job of trying to keep the play moving for the Huskies, who finished the line change wholesale factor.
And so the gather once more for the Huskies. They have 23 on the power play. Moving ahead with a head of Steamy and Penvos. Penvos in across the line. Penvos all the way through. Goes around the net. Put back out to the point for the shot by Harris. Knocked down. Penvos knocked in front. Rebound loose and a save made by Scott.
That's a great save. Blake Scott diving off to the side to keep that one out.
A diagonal pass. Shea goes back to the point. Missed the mark. Nearly too many men.
Good smarts by Liberty there to not touch the puck. Had they touched it, it would have been the too many men penalty, but you are allowed to have 6 players on the ice as long as they're not all being involved in the play.
If King would have touched it, there's a shot. What a kick save made by Scott.
And credit Ian Penvos. He really took control of that power play for Northeastern.
Now moved around. Oops, somebody got the sound system hooked up to the computer. Save made and held on to by Curtis Fry. 8:09 to go, third period in a 3-2 game for Northeastern. The best bar to watch hockey in Columbus, the R-Bar. Also, around 415 North Front Street in Columbus. Also, and I think we were there last year, the Three-Legged Mare. Great lunch and dinner on 401 North Front Street in Maine. two presenting sponsors here of the ACHA Men's Division II National Championships.
And we also want to thank Marathon Fuel, fueling the American spirit. Visit mymarathonstation.com to find out how Marathon can fuel your road trips. Another proud sponsor of the ACHA. And of course, we want to thank the host organization, the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have really done a great job stepping up and providing their practice rink as a facility for the Men's Division I tournament, a semifinal and final venue for the Men's Division II, Division III, and Women's Division I, Division II tournament. It's been a really awesome weekend, and we're just getting started, Brett.
3-2 the score, 8:09 to go, third period. So for the last 8:09 chaps, what do you have to look for Liberty to get this game tied?
Well, you're going to look for Liberty to really work that speed. They're going to try to really stretch that puck out as they were doing in the first period. They had a lot of success that way. They've capitalized twice, getting Fry moving left to right, so that's where that speed is going to come into play. The stretch pass will lead to some odd man rushes for Liberty, and they're going to just have to buckle down in the defensive zone and keep Northeastern to the outside. Meanwhile, Fred Carpenito and the Huskies, all they have to do, just keep pushing, foot on the brake. They've got Northeastern ahead. They've got Liberty reeling, and they just want to make sure that they keep the puck in the Liberty end as long as possible.
In the zone, shot down, glove save, but dropped initially by Fry. Who has to pounce on it before it gets any looser.
Both of these goalies, Brett, have done a really, really not good job of keeping their rebounds controlled. And I'm noticing it. And that's one thing that, would drive a coach crazy is if your goalie makes a save, that's got to be something that he makes the save and keeps the rebound, because second chance efforts will be what kill you.
Martin has to retreat in his own end and turn the puck over. Head goes Cunningham. Put it out in front, not there. Rebound now behind. Up the boards. One of the referees gets in the way. Referees have done a good job in this one today. Again, Max Prexta, Greg left the referees, Dom Mrazek and Rob Legler the linesmen, as this is blown down for a face-off with 7:28 to go in the third period of a 3-2 Northeastern lead. Shapiro's smiling.
Oh, I'm laughing. There's a little bit of a history behind this song, but
well, for me,
we'll get into it.
For me, it reminds me of going to Wildwood every summer.
Ah, okay. See, I have a different memory usually associated with the NHL venue located on 34th Street and 7th Avenue.
There you go. Hard around, not slowed down by Fry, although he attempted to.
Fry looks like he's coming out to play the puck, and I think that's mostly because he wants to keep the clock moving, and he understands that his team's got a one-goal lead. It's a precarious situation, but if you're Curtis Fry, just stay in the net. Focus on keeping the puck out. Don't worry about moving it around. You've got 5 players that can do that for you.
Up the wall, and then Martin knocks down his man. Slow to get up this time is Donovan.
And that's because
a big hit on the far boards as well. And one of the Liberty players down on the ice.
That's Flanders, and he is in serious pain right in front of the bench.
And Graham Doherty was the one to put into him, and he might have gotten hit right by that stanchion.
Looks like it could be a...
we won't even speculate it.
It's definitely an upper body injury, we'll say that.
6:41 to go, third period. They look at the upper body of Blake Flanders. 3-2 Northeastern.
Coming up next, we hope you'll keep it on the channel. Next broadcast on this rink is going to be Brett and JP, who will have the call for Aurora and Denver. And that's going to be another 1-4 matchup in Pool D. Should be another good game, Brett.
This is a Pool D matchup as is. So, Pool D will know exactly what's going on by, about 3 o'clock. You'll know where you stand.
Probably something like that. Latest update from the other side. It's tied at 1 between Lindenwood and Utah State. 6:24 to go in the second period there. Morgan McJimsey and Jet Bell, the goals in that contest.
And injury timeout here with 6:41 to go in the third. No, that wasn't. That was number 2, Jackson Roy, their captain. that was down, not number 7, Blake Flanders.
And that would be a big loss for the Flames, no matter who they lose, whether it would be Flanders or Roy. And we do want to give a big shout out to our athletic trainers here, all ACS certified, and they're on site all the time, coming here early, staying late to address any needs these players may have, because this is probably the most grueling tournament that you're going to find anywhere around. You need to play 5 games in 5 days and win 5 games in 5 days in most scenarios in order to be a national champion.
That's the case. You might not have to win 5. You at least got to win 4, most likely. 3 on the extreme end of it, but you have to make sure you win the final 2. That's saved and held on to. Those final 2 being on Monday and Tuesday this year.
And we'll definitely have the call for you there. Brett Luthner and John Peterson will be on the call for the second semifinal. First semifinal will be Sean Bretherick and Rasty McGibbon, with ice level reporting coming in each game.
3-man crew for that, and the whole host of shenanigans in the final.
Oh, I wouldn't call it shenanigans, but yes.
Well, we get ourselves involved. Usually we call it shenanigans. Center ice face off here, or neutral zone, I should say, with 6:11 to go in the third.
And this is going to be interesting to see how Liberty responds. Now we got their captain in play. He's on the bench being evaluated for his discomfort. And now it's going to be interesting to see how Liberty responds and what they really do to see if they can break through this Northeastern forecheck. But they're not going to have a whole lot of success if they can't even break out of their own zone, Brett.
And out to center this goes. Chipped along, no icing. So the move, back around it goes. Siddons got it. Trying to chip along behind the net, does so. Coming on to this one, Caswell. Caswell up the board, Siddons cuts it off yet again. Crilly comes to help out, a shot blocked down in front. And then out comes Brian Shea. Shea in across the Liberty line. His shot is calmly blockered to the corner that time by Scott. Siddons got it behind the net. Well, might not have connected the pass the way he wanted to, but then the second one does get to the neutral zone.
Liberty's having problems with their breakout again, Brett. They showed it in the first period. All they really have been able to do is just kind of lob the puck up and over the Northeastern players. And, I mean, these mid-range plays are really only happening because Northeastern's in a line changer, just backing out and giving them the space to take.
And put in front, and a save made by Fry. Rebound controlled. Around goes Crane. Crane still with it. Still Crane around the world. Crane throws in front. That's blocked off behind the net. There's a stick laying back there. Put out front. Crane, and a save made by Fry, and he holds on.
Fry without a stick, by the way, so that's a good job by Curtis Fry to swallow that one up. 4:39 to go in this third period, Brett. It's been a very exciting game thus far. Face-off won by the Huskies and wrapped around.
And this will get, put it a high stick, but we'll move on. Center ice, and now the Flames have yet again. Huskies doing a good job cutting off passing lanes. Niederer couldn't get on the end of that pass. Crane and a stick tie-up with Cunningham. Puck moved along. Flames trying to move out and do. Onside skate, Wilson. Wilson backhand pass across, just missing Flanders.
That's how Liberty scored both their goals today. They'll take the puck down wide, they'll throw it in front and try to catch Fry moving and get a backdoor bang play. It's worked for them twice today, but unable to connect there.
Liberty's leading scorer has been held silent tonight. Paul Lamoureux has only had a handful of mentions.
Lamoureux doesn't look like himself, Brett. Honestly, he's had a couple of plays on the puck where he's just been kind of like choking up on his stick a little bit too much, making an ill-advised pass, unable to connect on anything really. He almost seems lost. A lot of the Flames really do seem like they're kind of struggling to get themselves going here, which is not good, especially in the national tournament.
It's unlike Lamoureux too. He had a good tournament last year here in Columbus. Onside play, Penvos across, a shot blocked off. Rebound goes behind.
Of course, I think everybody in that tournament was overshadowed by the stellar play of Devin Dockstetter.
There's in front, a rising shot, just missed the top corner.
Keane went up and over the bar, hung his head in shame.
Now behind the net, Cozile. Keane again across the crease.
I think that one was touched on by Scott.
Crilly ahead to King. King, Crilly, offside. King couldn't hold up, and so the offside is called. 3 minutes to go, third period, 3-2 Northeastern.
And again, coming up next, it's going to be Aurora versus Denver. 1-4 matchup in Pool D. This game also Pool D. On the other side, it's Pool A action going on right now. Lindenwood, Utah State. Second game will be Penn State, and they will be taking on... Drawing a blank here.
His shot, that's across.
It'll be Penn State taking on UMass in the 1-4 matchup on that side.
In the corner this goes, and now flipped up and out to center. Sitting back for it.
You know what's great about these... Sorry, Brett.
Avoids the check from Hill, and then the puck goes out of play. Go ahead, Shapiro.
You know what's great about these games being broadcast on YouTube? You don't have to choose which game you want. You open up 2 pages and you watch both of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, of course, if you want to have both games audio going, then it might get a little bit confusing, but you can watch both games at once and have audio on one. And no matter who you put on, you're going to get a great call. And I hope you're enjoying this one. And once again, that puck into the Liberty bench.
Out of play once more.
So that'll put the face-off back inside the Liberty end. And look for Northeastern to try to set something up right off the face-off, because you got to figure a late goal here by the Huskies is kind of the dagger in the coffin.
We'll keep an eye also in the goal to our right, where Blake Scott is occupying it right now.
You got a few
shot
minutes.
Save made, rebound. Scott didn't catch that one cleanly, but now the Flames come out to center. Few minutes, not so much. 2:15 and counting here in the third. Save made by Fry at the other end. And so, if you're Liberty, at what point do you pull Scott for the extra attacker?
I think you kind of wait and see what these next 30 seconds do, 30, 45 seconds do, because at that point you get around the 1:31:45 mark. If you've been able to control the play, at that point you might consider pulling him to get the extra attacker. But if you're really reeling on your heels, you don't pull him, because then you know that Northeastern has an open net to salt it away.
Here comes a 2-on-2 the other way. Good back check. Getting back, Michael Nieder to break that play up.
And one thing to keep in mind, goal differential is a tiebreaker here, as are goals for and goals against. So you really want to be smart.
Offside is going to be the call.
So you want to be smart if you're Ben Hughes about what you do with your goaltending, because if you give up a goal and it turns out to be the one that kicks you out of the tournament, you're going to kick yourself forever.
But... At the same time,
we're coming into that window now with 1:47 to go in the third, and the faceoff is just outside the Northeastern end.
Start to think about it. Pulling that goalie for the extra attacker. So many different thought processes to go through.
Oh, they have to get the puck deep first, and they're unable to do that.
Here come the Flames. Back here with it. Into the zone. Hauled down on a hit. No call. A bouncing puck, and it could be a 2-on-1 the other way. Across to Penvos. Penvos shot blocked. Good job by the Flames to get back.
Penvos just eats it in the Zamboni corner there.
1:15 and counting. Third period. 3-2 Northeastern. Scott staying in his net. Now he goes to the bench for the extra attacker. Save made by Fry, and he holds on.
Some pushing and shoving going on the back post there.
Afterwards, Marshall King not too happy with Matt Cozile.
It looks like Liberty's going to be calling a timeout, which you kind of figured. And there it is. There's the official signal from the bench. Timeout Liberty with 1:05 to go in the third period of this first game, Brett.
First game's been a good one. 3-2. It's been tight all the way through. Liberty scored. Liberty scored first. Flanders is a 5:29 mark in the second period. Made it 1-0 Liberty, but then Doherty at 12:29 tied it at 1. Hill then at 17:24 made it 2-1 Northeastern after 2. Early in the third, Nick checked it here in the third. Jamie Crane tied it at 2 on a nice play until Matt Cozile found room through a screen and scored to make it 3-2 Northeastern. That's where we are with 65 seconds to go here in the third period.
So if you're Ben Hughes, right now you're telling your team to, hey, just keep pressuring, goalie's out, but you don't want to be too cautious. You want to make sure you just throw everything on net. On the other side, Fred Carpenito's telling his guys, watch the open net, don't get too big for it, get the red line, and then get it out. Don't try to do too much, don't be a hero. Which a hero is what Liberty needs.
Glad you can join us here on the ACHA Network. Brett Luther, Andrew Shapiro, John Peterson helping out on the camera here in Game 1. Shaps and JP will be on the call for Game 2 coming up. I'm sorry, me and JP. Shaps and JP are on Game 3.
Yes,
me and JP for Game 2.
I'll be manning the camera for Game 2.
Yes. As this one comes back out to center, Siddon's got it.
A big block by who else? Koziel. Been all over the ice tonight, Brett.
Sent into the zone by Nieder. Set up behind the net by Fry. Empty net and the goal to our right. Siddon's got it at the point. Shot deflected on goal. Rebound around the boards but not out. The tie up on the near side. 38 seconds to go in the third. This comes out to center. Penvos clears it all the way in. No icing. Penvos the first one after it. Trendon gets knocked down by Backer. Out come the Flames again. King on the near sideboards. Throws it towards the goal. 22 to go, third period. Around it goes but not out. King with the keep in. No, comes out to center. 16 and counting. Backer's got it. One last rush for the Flames. Knocked off of a stick. Sent in from center. Glove down and sticked into a corner. Off by Harrington out of the zone. And Northeastern will take Game 1 by a final score of 3-2. Big game. Big game at the end.
Teams for Liberty. They had 13 in the third period for a game total of 37. For Northeastern, they had 11 in the third period for a game total of 34.
So we're going to get an interview down at ice level before we head on out of this broadcast.
Stick around for more ACHA Division II National Championship action.
Andrew Shapiro getting down to ice level. We'll get an interview with one of the Northeastern players and wrap this one up as Northeastern wins this one by a final score of 3-2. Always big to win that first game at the national tournament. Looking around, and Andrew Shapiro at center ice, and he's got Matt Koziel with him. Turn up that microphone, and as soon as they turn around, we'll send it out to him. Go ahead, Shapiro.
Thanks, Brett. I'm here with Matt Koziel, who had the game-winning goal. Matt, take us through that play that wound up being the game winner.
My Lonnie Rustin just wheeled up the boards, chipped it to me. I wheeled around the defenseman, came around the net, and then just fired on net. Just goalie had a bad angle on it and just went through.
What was the message from Coach Carpenito coming into today's game, first game in the national tournament?
Just play our game. We beat good teams. We just got to finish and just play hard, win the battles.
You were all over the ice tonight. Was the offense something that was really stressed coming into this weekend?
Yeah, offense was stressed. We know we were coming up big teams that score a lot of goals. We got to pop in a few ourselves and protect our goalie.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Brett.
Thank you very much, Andrew Shapiro. Our final score here, it's the Northeastern Huskies 3 and the Liberty Flames 2. Northeastern 1-0 in Pool D play. Liberty drops to 0-1. The next game for these two teams, Northeastern will play tomorrow at 11:30 against Denver. Liberty at 2:30 against Aurora. Speaking of those two, Denver and Aurora coming up next right here on the ACHA Network. For John Peterson, for AJ Bolden, who's done a good job producing the whole thing all weekend long. Matt Coma helping us out as well. And for my partner, Andrew Shapiro, my name is Brett Luther. Thanks for watching this presentation of the ACHA Men's Division II National Championships on ACHA TV. Until about a half hour from now, or 40 minutes from now, we say good afternoon from Columbus.